A view from the castle at dawn. I'm tearing apart this mid-yard monstrosity the most was made of this summer. Now it's time to dismantle it. I can take enormous hunks of dirt like this and just chuck them into the location they go. Satisfying. If you have some extra energy to get out, get into a big project like this. Let it all out. If there's ever dirt in my nails in a video, it's because I've been between a project like this while filming. Alright, wear gloves. I'm really bad about that. Throwing these down is a homemade, healthy alternative to using a rage room. Whoever made this yard structure buried a lot of their garbage and burned things that should never have been burned in here. Luckily, I'm listening to the band Cake while I clean it out, and it's making things much more fun. If you're at your own residence, try not to take weird shortcuts that end up harming the planet and deeply concerning the next occupant. This whole project makes me think of Poltergeist because it's not unlike having a burial ground that you weren't aware of. There's so many things in this pile. It's definitely not feng shui, and I'm really glad to be getting rid of it. I love working out and really building up a sweat and feeling holier than thou while doing house projects. As a term of endearment, I'm something of a clean freak and enjoy making things look nicer. These benches might not stay here, but in the meantime I can give them a fresh coat of paint. I will not be fastidious in my sanding of the paint off of this, but I will try to make it look a lot better. No one ever uses masks for flying debris like this because it seems so small, but you should. You can see the poles need a lot of help too. Every bit will be a clean white by the end. Making this very easy on myself. Old things like this don't need a lot in order to get a little extra life in them. I think it's nice to normalize that not everything has to be brand new. At the very least, keep in mind that it took a lot to make that item. It took a tree, it took metal working. If you can rehab it instead of throwing it away, the planet will thank you. I really don't like to throw things in landfills. If it took a tree and all this metal to make it, the best that I can do is rehab it and send it along. There's always somebody who could use something like this. One man's trash is another's treasure. This area is going to be tamed by letting it go wild too. We're removing the boards and going to make this far less maintenance. This is how you get rid of your need for edge trimmers. You're feeling like you need herbicides. You just get rid of some of these higher maintenance aspects and replace them with anything else. I've removed the need to constantly maintain the bushes to the level of the barricade that was there before. Now they can just grow to whatever size until you feel like cutting them. Clearing everything unwanted from the yard before winter. Finishing the last of any vegetation transplanting during the last of the warm season. Even if the timing isn't ideal, sometimes you don't want to wait another 6 months to do something. Oh, what a cute black cat. Be a good pumpkin and join me finding some awesome wares at the beginning of the fall season. We're going on a junk jaunt. So if you just need like a nice serving bowl. What? For a plant pot? Is that not for plants? I always like to see the old candlestick holders. This sleeping bag is just darling. I'm not usually a fan of this color yellow, but I think it's worn well here. I like to off-gas furniture pieces in the sunlight if it's clear chemicals have been used to clean them. I've added the lace for protective drawer lining. The handles are really pretty. These side tables together cost less than $30. They could use some little touch-ups, but nothing much. Take advantage of local furniture shopping during season changes to spruce up your place. I even really like the color on these. I always say I'll play with color as long as it's light or dark enough to be considered a neutral. This is a deep blue-green that almost reads as gray, and there's solid wood. Make sure your drawers work smoothly when you get new furniture. Glass cookware made in 1984. I love that they held on to these. And you get likewise a buffet basket. Looks to be from the same era. This pan works so well, the glass handle doesn't get hot at all. Ignore that I slightly burn my food when I run outside because I'm impatient. We know from camping a little bit of burnt food won't kill you, although it is a bit more carcinogenic, and definitely offset by the huge amount of lettuce I put underneath. This bug that took over my sweater looks like a gemstone with fur underneath.
Just hiding in your closet from the other skeletons. This night. Are you with me? Halloween is ours.
Is the most important part of a mad scientist the being mad or being a scientist?
Your host is not here right now.
I love the joke that someone likes the Birthday Massacre album that's in blacks and purples because it's every wonderful album by them. Tricks are treats. All the characters you can have hanging in the breeze. These are my kind of angel wings. These are all so regal. Bleeding candles. For carving up pumpkins. Oh, they want you to carve pumpkins with it. Things to do before sunrise. All of your holistic DIYs. I know that I want a fence like this with bushes, at least wrought iron. It doesn't have to be skeletons, I guess. And haunted fairy lights. These pathway markers are so fun. Lovely. You know when you keep your Ken dolls after they break as a kid? Oh, these are great. This might qualify as year-round decor for like a jewelry tray. But what I really like is the tablecloths. Ooh, and the mantelpiece covers. Maybe you need something like this. How I was telling you, you need just like an object hanging instead of... Oh, you know, this is my card. Actually, these are both me. These are some of the most fun Halloween decorations I've ever seen. Love the ram's head, this dream catcher. I just really love like a whimsical tablecloth. Light up. As above, so below. Don't ever forget it. Whether it's full or not, the moon made me do it. These are some very original masks. my rotting body flowers shall grow, and I am in them, and that is eternity. Edward Munch. Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. Edgar Allan Poe. Oh, oh no! Black cats are good luck, except maybe for this rat. Okay, well, maybe he can fend for himself. We love a good sideshow attraction. Like Fish Boy from House of a Thousand Corpses. I have a staff waiting to be carved right now. Steampunk costumes. In love with this skirt, actually. Hocus Pocus ones too. All of our goth and witch wear.
I was just hiding in your closet with you.
Ah! Try to buy sustainable holiday decorations or make your own. You'd be surprised how haunted something you've made yourself can look. But make sure, above all else, that you have a great time. Get organic potpourri and organic cinnamon sticks. Boo! The light up LED branches like these. I love candle holders that project shapes. Every night is a different variation of stunning sunset. Now tonight we've really been decorating. This is of course my favorite holiday and I loved decorating for it. I hope you guys make the most of watching horror movies, including the ones intended for young adults. When you run out of things that are just abhorrent, you can find things that are really cute and fun and monstrous still too. I've seen so many horror movies. These days, I really enjoy the ones like Goosebumps, the lighter kids' horror ones. Definitely at least mixed in. I always need good horror recommendations. Excellent. He's a better house guest than you might imagine. A very live and let live arrangement. Being a good witch with my broomstick. These wood pumpkins can be painted every year if I so pleased. So I can have relatively natural decoration that can be a memorable art project each year, or just something generally long lasting that I can hold on to that can be classy or playful. These don't exactly err on the side of natural materials, so you can tell that I didn't pick them out, but I think they look just fabulous with the flickering like that. As I say, I'm not a purist. And things like this, if they bring you a lot of joy and you keep them for a long time, then I think that's just awesome. However you like to decorate, I hope you do and that you have a wonderful Halloween.